Hi everyone! So I'm here today to do a makeup tutorial for y'all. And this was inspired by a character played by Miss Gillian Anderson in the hit TV series The X-Files. Now for those that may not know what The X-Files is, it was a series that was started back in the 1990s, which starred David Duchovny, who is now in Californication, and Miss Gillian Anderson. But I don't believe that she has been making any movies or films lately. And I think I read somewhere that she's just a housewife. She's got a few kids. So anyways, I digress. And it starred those two characters, or two actors who played Fox Mulder and Dana Scully. And The X-Files was all about them uncovering any kind of case that had unexplainable circumstances, or any events that were hard to explain because it may deal with aliens or some sort of supernatural science fiction character. And yes, this entire series is categorized as science fiction or drama, but I promise you that if you watch it, that you would definitely go ahead and appreciate it, because it's so well written and it has so much comedy and romantic chemistry between the two characters that it's just hard not to like it. So I've finished season 6 with my husband the other night, and we started season 7 last night. And I have to say that season 6 is by far my favorite, because there's a lot of interaction between Mulder and Scully where they're pretending to be husband and wife, or that they just get so close that you can just feel that romantic chemistry between them, and you're just waiting for them just to kiss, to do something, because the audience knows. I know that they love each other so much, but they're not willing to say it verbally. But I'm just waiting for that moment, which I probably think will never happen, because I don't remember it all too well. That's why I'm rewatching the entire series. But I really want for them to go ahead and just confess their love for one another, because I think they're a perfect pairing. So hopefully my hair's not looking too wonky today. I'm having issues with my bangs and my natural part and whatever. So I decided to go ahead and do a tutorial today on Scully's look, because it's very neutral, it's very matte, it's very natural, and it really does emphasize just your natural beauty. There is very little contouring, because whenever you watch the show, she just looks like she just has a little bit of makeup, but not a whole lot. Do you know what I mean? So I really wanted to do a look that was very similar to that. And I find this look to be very age appropriate for any woman. So if you're a young girl who's starting off with makeup, this is a great look for you. Or if you are a professional who wants to look polished in the morning before you go to work, I think this is a great look to do. So if you want to know how to get this look, please. Okay, to get started, I've already primed my eye with Too Faced Shadow Insurance and MAC's Paint Pot and Painterly. Now I'm going to go ahead in with my Vanity palette from Wet n Wild. It looks like that. I'm going to take this top color up here. I don't know if you can hear my husband, but he's singing in the shower, because the shower's adjacent to this room. Anyways, I'm going to go in with that creamy color with my e.l.f. C brush, and it looks like this. And I said I would zoom in, but when I do that, I end up leaning into my mirror, and every time I do that, you can just see the top of my head, which is not very helpful if I'm doing a makeup tutorial, right? So I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just dip it in that color and tap off a little bit of the excess. I'm going to apply that color all the way from the lash line to my brow. Okay, so we have that base color down, and now I'm going to go in with something slightly warmer. I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to go in with my 88 palette. Warm palette, let me specify. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to take, ooh, what was that color? This color right here. I'm really sorry, you guys. He probably doesn't know that I'm filming and that I can hear him. I'm going to dip my brush into that color, and then something slightly lighter than that, I'm just going to dip it in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and apply this as my lid color. So that's just going to go from the lash line. Okay, so I have that color built up to the intensity that I want. Now I'm going to go in with MAC's 217 brush. I'm going to go take my Vanity palette again. I'm going to take the matte brown on this side. I'm going to tap my brush into that color. I'm going to tap the excess off on my hand, which is a really good tip. Like if you're afraid of adding too much color at one time, tap off the excess on the back of your hand, and if you feel like you can build up that color a little bit more, go ahead and tap your brush back on your hand instead of into the palette. Now, I'm not so sure if that's hygienic, but if you're just using your own makeup, I'm sure that that would be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply this color right in my socket. And it's going to be a very light definition. Scully's makeup is so neutral and so natural that you can barely tell that she's wearing anything at all. But she does have a little bit of a soft contouring right here in the crease. Did y'all hear that contouring? God, can you tell if I'm from the Midwest? Okay, so I'm going to go back in with my e.l.f. C brush. I'm going to wipe it off on a clean towel. I'm going to take that same base color that we used earlier. I'm going to tap that right on the tip of the brush and tap off a little of the excess. I'm just going to re-emphasize that brow color right underneath my brow, just like this. Alright, now it's time to line the eyes. I'm going to be using Rimmel's Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer. And this is in number 211 Sable, and it's just this nice average brown eyeliner color, and I'm going to smudge this right along the lash line, like right against the roots of the lashes. And then I'm going to take that same pencil and I'm going to smudge that right along the bottom lashes, and I'm stopping about halfway in. Now, since this little thing has a little spongy on it, smudge out the top and the bottom liner, and I'll be right back. Smudge that liner, and it's very natural. You can barely see it. Again, keeping with Scully's makeup, it was very neutral, very natural. So I went ahead and I curled my lashes. I'm going to apply Full and Soft mascara. This is by Maybelline, part of my eye crack collection. And I'm going to just apply one coat of mascara, maybe two, but I only did one on the other side. Now, Gillian Anderson was a redhead, so a lot of the time she didn't wear black mascara. She probably wore just a dark brown or a brown colored because you can barely see that she has mascara on because it's so natural. So, since I'm not a fair-skinned redhead, I'm just going to use black mascara. So whatever, I mean, I would encourage anybody to wear the black mascara, but if you really want to emulate the exact look that Scully had, go ahead and use a colored mascara that is close to the hairs on your eyelashes. But if you're blonde, I would go with a dark brown or light brown. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with my bangs. They're super long and wonky, but anyways. So for cheeks, again, she has very natural looking cheeks. She probably used like some sort of peach colored cheek blush maybe. But I'm going to use a little bit of this NYX cream blush in Glow. And I'm going to use very, very little of it. I'm just going to barely dip my finger in that product. And I'm going to smile, and I'm not going to apply right on the apples of the cheek. I'm going to use my middle and ring finger to blend out that color. Okay, so you can probably barely see that on there, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and layer some blush on there. I'm going to use MAC's Peaches, my favorite MAC blush, on my 168 brush from Sigma. And I'm going to just apply that on the apples of my cheeks on top of that cream blusher. And since it's so bright out, I'm not so sure if you'll see this. But I'll, again, take some pictures at the end and you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And I'm just going to emphasize the cheeks a little bit more just because since it's so cold outside, I just don't want to look like I'm deathly ill. So I want a little bit of warmth on my cheeks. Okay, so for the lip color, this is something that varied a lot in the entire series. She normally had a nice gingery brown color on her lips, but sometimes she would have a little bit of a pinky tone or a coral lip. It varied from time to time, so this can be very this can be, you know, up to you. This can be left to your discretion. But to be true to the character, I'm going to go ahead and use more of the gingery brown colors that she had. So I'm using Wet n Wild's lip liner in Willow. It looks like this. And it was 99 cents. Okay, so I went ahead and I lined my lips with that lip liner. And now it's time to choose a lip color. There's just so many choices. I mean, I can go with more of a mauve color. This is mauve from Revlon. I can go with something with like that. If I wanted, this is definitely a color that Scully would wear. Or I can go in with Rosy Nude, which is a color I have worn in my previous tutorial. That's really pretty. Or I can go in with this new lip color that I picked up from L'Oreal. It's called Brazil Nut, which I want to say Brazilian Nut because Brazil Nut doesn't sound right. But anyways, it's like that. I use this color because it's more of what Scully would wear, I feel. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that right on my lips. There you go. So that is my Scully inspired look. I hope y'all had fun with that. And if you like this channel, go ahead, please comment, rate, and subscribe down below. And I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, bye.